It is no exaggeration that just in the last 3 months or so that I've had this incredible device, that the way I've kind of played games has really changed for the better, and I'm having so much more fun playing video games as a hobby than I used to. So this video is just going to be me sharing my experience with this incredible product and just why it really has changed how I game. I know there's lots of videos like this out there, but this is going to be my personal experience, and hopefully I can kind of encourage you to not obviously go out and buy one of these because they're pretty expensive, but to, maybe hopefully begin to change the way you're thinking about gaming and kind of regain that joy back. I don't normally do face cam in videos like ever, but I thought it would make sense for, a handheld device. I am indeed a short ginger. I'm like 5'3", so. Before we get into it, I want to take a minute to thank the sponsor of today's video, Star Trek Fleet Command. If you don't know what this game is, well, let me tell you all about it. Star Trek Fleet Command is a mobile game where you can explore the vast Star Trek universe in a thrilling MMO style in the palm of your hands. Not only can you explore the universe and ships of your choosing, but you can recruit legendary characters, engage in strategic battles in these iconic ships, forge alliances, conquer territories, and much, much more. It's really incredible for a package that is completely free, did I mention. Not only is it free, but there's content being continually added, with new ships being one of the primary content additions each month. And these aren't just ships for you to collect, but you can show them off when you're playing and engaging with players around the world in different battles and testing your strategic ability, negotiating alliances for greater gain, and harvesting resources to go even further into the final frontier. I've actually been playing this game myself, and I've been having a lot more fun with it than I had expected because I'm not really the biggest Star Trek fan, so I didn't really know a lot about the characters or lore. But this game just kind of drops you in and kind of puts you in the command seat, so to speak. So if you're interested in playing Star Trek Fleet Command, you can download the game completely free if you click the link down in my description. And if you reach level 5, you can help support the channel. Again, it's completely free, so if you're interested at all, you can click that link and download the game to be yours today. First up, I want to kind of talk about the hardware and what this thing actually is, in case you don't know. And these are going to be some of the more obvious things. As the name implies, this is Valve's solution to the handheld PC kind of devices that have been popping up recently in the last couple of years, like the ROG Ally and the Lenovo Legion Go. One of the main differences here with the deck is that instead of running Windows, it runs a Linux-based SteamOS made for the deck. So the experience of, linking your account and getting into games is infinitely smoother than on any other handheld PC. And of course, you are going to be running Linux on the desktop mode, so if you're like me and had never used that OS before, it'll take some getting used to, for sure, but it's absolutely worth it, and it's really not that bad. And once you do get used to it, there's a lot of customization that you can do in the Steam Deck itself. Valve have been very open with just letting creators do their thing. It's very open source, so there's tons of plugins to kind of really change and affect how the Steam homepage looks. Add music to the game pages, kind of really adjust and tweak things the way you like. And one of my favorite ones, and the one I definitely use the most, is a external plugin for How Long to Beat. So when you load up a game on the store page, it'll show you the data from How Long to Beat, which is kind of incredible, so you don't have to go look that up. So that's a lot of the boring stuff out of the way. Let's talk about why I personally, and I know a lot of people on the internet, have really been loving this device specifically. Obviously, with the form factor, as you can see, it's quite... There's my script. Obviously, with a form factor like this, it's going to be extremely portable, and it really is. Even though it is quite large. It's a lot larger than a Nintendo Switch, but honestly, it's probably about as light as one. It's really light. I would say this is lighter than my DSLR camera, which is saying something, which is incredible. And because of that, it is really easy to take pretty much anywhere. I kind of put this in my backpack when I go to work, if I want to play on a lunch break, or really on work trips when I'm going somewhere overnight and I'm just going to be chilling in a hotel. This has been incredible for that. If you do work trips or anything, get a Steam Deck. This has been great. I even used it at my sister's graduation a couple weeks ago, and my family made fun of me, but that graduation was almost 2 hours long, and most of it was not relevant to us, so I had a great time. That's all I'm saying. So obviously it's portable, but more so it's very easy to use. The OS is just so smooth. You turn it on, and to quote the legendary Todd Howard, it just works. And it does. It's really crazy to me. It's a console experience in your hand, but I've been PC gaming for the last couple years, and it's just so different than PC gaming. I don't have to boot up my PC and log in and figure out what game I want to play. With this, all you do is you turn on the power button, and if you've put it into sleep mode, it's already back. I was playing Nier Automata. What a great game. I'm in love with this. I'm on my second run through. I'm gonna make a video on that, but that's a whole different thing. But it's truly incredible. It's so easy to use. It's really pick up and play. It's kind of like a Nintendo DS in that aspect, which is another big thing that I think has contributed to my personal love for this device, and that's the nostalgia feel. We all remember playing on whatever handheld device we grew up with, be that your Game Boy or your SNES or your Nintendo. They all have something different than sitting at your desk and playing on a PC, even though the graphics are going to be infinitely better on a PC, right? Which, I will say, the Steam Deck is no slouch when it comes to graphics. But being able to just sit anywhere and play something, there's something magical and there's something really important in that. There's obviously a place for PC games and your RTX 4090s cranking out ridiculous cyberpunk mods, like, incredible. But the magic of gaming, I sound so like Disney right now. The magic of gaming, I think, lies in the ability to just be sucked into a game. I personally have found when I come home from a long day of work and I sit down on my PC, which is, similar enough setup to like my desk at work because I'm a video editor, I just get so distracted by everything else and feeling like I need to be working on like personal projects or just be doing anything but gaming. And it's really easy to, when I have a game pulled up, just alt-tab into something else and have like a video on my second monitor, which is not a bad thing. I do very much enjoy that. I'm probably going to be doing that later today, playing V Rising. But playing games on the Steam Deck recently, I've really just been more immersed in the game, no matter what it is. Like Hades, Dave the Diver, Nier Automata, like those are vastly different games. And I've been able to sit still and focus and really just play for not necessarily longer periods of time, probably less actually, but be able to play and feel more like at ease and not distracted by all the other things I could be doing, because the only thing I can be doing and what I'm doing on this is playing. There's no work, nothing else is associated with this device, just gaming. And I think that's a really important point. There's a lot of psychology into what you do in your bed. If you're only using your bed for sleeping and resting, then your brain can associate that with rest, and you'll most likely get a little bit of a better good night's rest every night. But if you often sit in bed and do a lot of homework, do a lot of office work, anything on a laptop, whatever it may be, over time your mind is going to associate that bed space as not a restful space, and not just somewhere where you lay down, as more of a place of stress and a place of work. So you might find yourself not sleeping as well at night. But the same thing has applied to me personally in my home office setup, and I know is something that a lot of people other resonate with as I've kind of been reading through the Steam Deck subreddit. Being able to have your gaming device solely attributed to just gaming and to just the enjoyment of that and just completely resting and relaxing, unless you're playing Dark Souls, which of course some people find relaxing and I do as well, unless I'm playing Dark Souls 1 and 2, and that's just really difficult, but that's besides the point. Having that separation is a huge difference that I did not think would be a factor when beginning the Steam Deck, and has definitely been, I think, the biggest reason why I really changed the way I'm playing games, because I'm enjoying them so much more, even though I think I'm technically probably playing them at less like time increments, but I'm getting more out of that short time frame, if that makes sense, because I'm not having to boot up my PC and seeing work stuff and seeing YouTube things I'm getting distracted by and all these things that I other could be doing. I'm just solely sitting down to play, and just even for a minute, just to kind of turn my brain off and just focus on whatever I'm doing, or just get immersed in a story like Nier Automata. What an incredible game. That is one game of many that I've had for years on my Steam backlog that I tried to play and just couldn't fully get into, that I've now really sunk my teeth into, and I've gotten fully immersed, and I've enjoyed it infinitely more on the Steam Deck than I think I ever would have on here. And I'm sure Nier Automata would have sat in my library for another year, maybe two, if I didn't have the Steam Deck, because like, oh, I could be playing this game or that, or it could be maxing out the graphics and like this, or whatever it may be, which those are all not bad things. But I think overall for myself, and I know many others, that can attribute to a lessened gaming experience overall, and over time really kind of cause gaming burnout, and you do not really love gaming. And the Steam Deck has allowed me to not just kind of really get back into games that I had tried to in the past and couldn't really commit to on my PC, but really try other different genres and kind of enjoying other different genres that I didn't really enjoy on my PC or even my old Xbox One. Case in point is like Dead Cells, Hades, the Persona series, which I haven't really started, and just a variety of small other indies, like one called Thronefall, which I've really enjoyed. It's just a fun little game to play for a little bit and then switch to something else, That's what the Steam Deck is really built for. And I haven't even talked about emulation. This thing is an emulation beast. I've been playing a ton of Pokemon games on here, legally of course, on my, this is a DS, if anyone asks. But it is really an incredible experience, and I'm sitting on my couch playing Pokemon, or in my bed. This is sick. I was doing that the other night, and my wife, who has actually a DS still, and had, I think, Pokemon Diamond, Pearl. I was playing Pokemon Heart Gold, and she kind of sat and was watching me for a while just because she was like, oh, this is so nostalgic. So it's truly an incredible device. But if you're on the fence of getting one of these down the line, I would highly recommend it. It's incredible, and I've really found myself really loving and being more attached to whatever the games I'm playing. But at the end of the day, gaming's meant to be fun. And if you're not having as much of a fun time on your PC for one reason or another, I think a Steam Deck, honestly, it might be the way to go. It's especially if you're one like me, like I said, that works at a desk, on a computer most of the day for editing to whatever job you are doing. It's really a great investment and a great way to kind of separate work from play. And at the end of the day, it's just a really freaking good device. That's my experience with it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you're an owner of the Steam Deck, your experience, like I said, or if you're not one, kind of your thoughts on this and thoughts of other people's reviews. That's all for me for this video. Drink some coffee, play some fun games, and have yourself a good one.